hope you guys had a great holiday and thank you so much for spending your time here with me. For today's video, I want to do my December favorites. I thought about doing a video where I would dedicate like my top plants of 2022, but I just feel like I have so many favorites and so many of my plants before I moved, just from where they started in January to now. A lot of them have like quadrupled in size and have done amazing. So if I feel like I do that, I would be showing pretty much like half of my plant collection. So I don't think I'm going to do that for this year. I think I am just going to dedicate today's video for some plants that I have been loving lately again for this month, and just show you some plants that I am still loving or I just have really been drawn to this month. Chai is here again joining me, so you might see him a few times in this video every time I film. So yes, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let me show you some plants that I am loving right now. Plant number one was a favorite last month, but I have to show it again because it recently gave me another new leaf and I love this plant. This is my Monstera Escalado and this was an import from Root Greenhouse. I don't want to like go into too much details about this plant, but I'm obsessed, you guys. I actually saw that Costa Farms has these now, which is so surprising. I didn't even know that. And I feel like they're like a pretty decent sized plant. So I'm just like, I don't know. That's amazing that you can get one through them. I don't know if it's just like strictly on their website or if it was limited quantities, but that's insane. I definitely feel like if you love Monstera Adansonii, if you love these split leaves with lots of fenestrations, the leaf size is huge on this plant, you guys, and it's been so easy care for me. It hasn't been finicky. It's growing a ton of new roots. It's growing into the thick leaf pole that I have it on. And yeah, it's done 2 leaves like in the last, I would say 6 weeks or so. I can't wait to see what this one does for me next year. Like right now to this time next year, I can't wait to see what this plant is going to look like. I'm obsessed. The next little cutie is this right here. This is a Variegated Alocasia Friedek. This is a baby corm that I grew. I actually took it off the main plant, which is right here. This is the one that was gifted to me, which I'm very fortunate of. It does need a slight increase in pot size. I feel like it's drying out a little too fast in my like short time of having this plant. I am getting some yellowing on some of the leaves, like some crispiness. I feel like I'm probably stressing it out with it being a little too dry in this pot. So I might repot this on my channel soon. I do have another corm in my cabinet that is mostly green. It shot out like pretty much all green leaves. But this little corm is doing well. I have it in Fluval Stratum, and this little cutie I can't stop looking at. I'm obsessed with it. I love the color on this one. The leaves on this seem white, and the leaf pattern on this, like this one looks more yellow toned, and that one here looks kind of yellow. So yeah, I'm just obsessed with this little guy. I can't wait to see what the next new leaf is going to do, and I'm really excited for it. I feel like it's rooted in here, but I can't tell how rooted. I have been loving Fluval so much. I feel like I've been talking about it a lot lately, especially for alocasias and just propagating in general, but I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see what this one's gonna look like. I think December has been a month for my alocasias. I have just gotten them to grow and hold on to so many leaves that I'm literally obsessed with alocasias, you guys. As much as I love monsteras and phylos, and I don't know, I feel like alocasias are literally creeping up to be one of my favorite plant genuses. I just love them so much. I want so many more alocasias. This is another favorite for this month because it's been growing so well. This is my Alocasia Maharani, and it started out really small. It started out as like a baby tiny plant. I still remember it on my old plant shelf back in the day, and it was a 2-leafer for a long time. 2 leaves. It was so small, it never grew, and I'm just like, I don't know, when is this alocasia gonna take off? I can't remember when I moved here how many leaves it had. I think it probably had still like 2 or 3. And this is what it is now. This is from like this entire summer and what it's done. I don't know if you can see, there's another new leaf growing here. And this is one of the latest leaves. This alocasia has this cool texture. It's like a Milano or a Milano, however you pronounce that. but this one you can find even at the big box stores now. But I think that texture is just so cool. This isn't one of the original leaves, but this is one of the baby leaves that's still remaining. You can see it's a little bit yellow. And so it's still holding on. And then each new leaf kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have 9 leaves on this alocasia, which is crazy. I do have a couple baby corms right here. That one I could probably take off, and it's pushing another one out here. And yeah, I love alocasias. They seem to do well for me. This one has definitely spoken to me this month. I love the texture. I just think it's been really happy lately, and it makes me happy. Even the backside is really pretty. It has this like cool red undertone on it, which is really pretty. So yes, I love alocasias, and this one has definitely been a favorite for this month. I want to show you this plant as one of my favorites for December because I feel like I am definitely going to be looking forward to this plant and how it's going to grow for me. This is the Philodendron Milano Chrysum that you've seen on my channel recently. It was the import from Root Greenhouse, and then it had root rot, and I basically rerooted it, and I have other nodes that are going in my IKEA cabinet that I'm going to add some of those back in here. But this is the main plant. It's pushing another new leaf on top. I love Milano Chrysum. I love the leaf shape. I love the dark, you know, velvety texture. And I know they're finicky plants, but I think this plant for next year, I'm really going to be loving once I can get this plant to grow and climb for me, and it does well. I'm really looking forward to this one. I feel like it's going to be another one of my like up and coming favorite kind of pole plants. So I'm really looking forward to that. It seems to be really happy, so it makes me happy. You'll probably see a repot on this one at some point coming up here because I feel like my little props are getting ready to be potted up. So yeah, definitely one that I'm excited about, and I hope this time around does really well for me, and I just think it's such a beautiful plant. So definitely one that I am looking forward to. Next up is this heartleaf philodendron. This is the variegated version. I haven't really shown this plant much or talked about it much on my channel. This was actually, I don't know if you're gonna believe it or not, but this plant has had a pretty long journey with me. I got it last year as a cutting. I paid $70 at that time for a cutting. Yes, it was crazy expensive, but I just had to have it. I just love the heartleaf phylos. I have a regular green one back there. I don't know if you can see it. And I really wanted the variegated version. It was really expensive at that time. I think it was last year. I don't think it was the year before that. And yeah, I rooted it and it grew well. I have like several old photos of this plant. I ended up chopping it and propagating cuttings many times. I sold cuttings, I gifted some away, and I would say most recently I had it growing in a pot. It got really full, and I propagated, you know, because I did want this plant to climb. I made that decision. And so this is what the plant looks like now, and I have it on a thickly pole. I put it on here not too long ago, and it's growing really well. I just love the heart-shaped leaves, the variegation, the pattern on it. I just think it's such a beautiful plant, and I'm definitely really looking forward to this one. I just fell in love with this plant a long time ago, and it's still one of my like favorite plants. The variegation on mine has been very beautiful pretty much on every leaf. But yeah, I can't wait for this one to start climbing more, and I'm just really excited for it. I definitely have been staring at it a lot more this past month. You know, it definitely catches my eye every time I'm over there on my other plant shelf looking that way. So I can't wait to watch this one climb more. Next up is Cebu Blue. This is a epipremnum plant, like a pothos, and it's on a pole. And I don't know if you can see some of the top leaves here. They have gotten a little bit bigger, and I'm excited for it to start fenestrating. I feel like it's going to be starting soon. It's about halfway up this pole. It is getting bigger leaves, and I can't wait. I love this plant, and I have like a trailing basket, which is where this plant started from, and I have several vines in here, and I ended up like chopping and propagating some cuttings off of my like main basket and threw them in here, and you know, it slowly started climbing. It's been on the pole for about 8 months now, which is a pretty long time. And I would say it's probably started growing and climbing within the last several months. It did take a while to initially like start climbing, but now that it's climbing, it's growing like pretty consistently. It has another new leaf up top. This one is still hardening. It just unfurled not that long ago. So this one is the biggest one. So I imagine after several more leaves, it should start giving me some fenestrations, and a lot of these other vines will start catching up. And I can't wait. I just think this is going to be one of my favorite poles next year too, once it starts fenestrating and getting those split leaves. I love the color and everything on this plant. I think silvery blue is such a beautiful color, and I can't wait. I love this one. And last up, I think I'm gonna end it on this Calithia Makoyana. I did talk about this Calithia before, and it's growing really well lately. I've gotten a ton of new leaves. Look at how beautiful she is. She grew back from nothing because this plant had spider mites and I ended up chopping it back. This was a while ago, and it's growing beautifully. These new leaves are gorgeous, and the backside, can you see how beautiful that is? I love, love, love this Calithia. I find it pretty easy care. I don't really find it super finicky, at least in my experience. I feel like it doesn't really get crispy on me, which I know the humidity and stuff helps in my plant room. I did upsize it over the summer, and it's been in a 5-inch pot for a while. I don't feel like it's needing a repot anytime soon, and it's still pushing out lots and lots of leaves. So it seems really happy even though it is winter time here. And I have like 2 here that are unfurling. So yeah, I love this plant. I think it's beautiful. I just think the overall leaf pattern and everything is gorgeous on this plant. I feel like it's a plant that I am immediately drawn to when I go to this shelf here and water my plants. But yes, I really love this one, and I'm happy it's doing well. And yeah, I hope it continues to do well for me and grow beautifully. So I think that's it as far as my December favorites. And I feel like this month I wasn't really drawn to too many particular plants. I feel like some of the same ones, obviously, I just love, especially my Marble Queen. I didn't show that one because I showed it plenty of times already. It's definitely still one of my favorites. And I love many of my plants, but I feel like these ones are some of the ones that I have noticed maybe a little bit more this month and I'm excited for. So yes, I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to show you some favorites for next month. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching my December favorites. I hope you enjoyed, and yes, I will talk to you guys soon.